How y'all folks doing this fine day? It's Gator here at the cable company, and today we're going to go over American government in the 1800s. Okay, this is in the General Assembly in Virginia. It's going to be real good. Now, okay, today's lecture, we're getting into Congress in Virginia. All right, it's the sixth meeting of the House of Representatives, Senate. You got James Madison, Thomas Jefferson. Just picture this before we get into this, okay? Just picture this, okay? Here they all are. They're sitting around, they're doing things for the first time. Huh? The Declaration of Independence. You're like, huh? It makes it bigger. Huh? Okay? That's what they were all sitting around. This is what we're getting into today. It's going to tell you everything they've done in that meeting. It's going to be a little longer today, but those of you can skip it if you want to. But I hope you won't. Hit that like button and share it out, okay? Meeting place. The Virginia General Assembly is a legislative body of the Commonwealth of Virginia, the oldest continuous law-making body in the Western Hemisphere, the first elected legislative assembly in the New World, and was established on July 30th, 1619. The General Assembly is a bicameral body consisting of a lower house, the Virginia House of Delegates, with 100 members, and an upper house. The Senate of Virginia, with 40 member senators, serve terms of 4 years, and delegates serve 2 terms years. Combined, the General Assembly consists of 140 elected representatives from an equal number of constituent districts across the Commonwealth. The House of Delegates is presided over by the Speaker of the House, while the Senate is presided over by the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. The House and Senate each elect a clerk and a sergeant at arms. The Senate of Virginia's clerk is known as the Clerk of the Senate instead of as the Secretary of the Senate, the title used by the U.S. Senate. James Madison, author of the report and the 4th President of the United States. Flag with 15 stars and 15 stripes, in use from May 1st, 1795 to July 3rd, 1818. 1800s in the United States. 1800s in the United States. The states are Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, Kentucky, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, Vermont, and Virginia. Events in the year 1800 in the United States. The federal government, President John Adams, Massachusetts, Vice President Thomas Jefferson from Virginia, Chief Justice Oliver Ellsworth from Connecticut, the Speaker of the House of Representatives Theodore Sedgwick from Massachusetts, and this is the Congress in the 6th meeting of the Virginia General Assembly. January 7th, the Virginia General Assembly adopts the report of 1800, a resolution drafted by James Madison arguing for the sovereignty of the individual states under the United States Constitution and against the Alien and Sedition Act. April. Voting begins in the 1800s United States presidential election. It will last until October. The result is not announced until February 1801. May 7th, Indiana Territory is formed by an act of Congress as the first new territory created from the lands of the Northwest Territory. May 21st, President John Adams issued general amnesty for the Pennsylvania Dutch farmers who participated in the Fry's Rebellion, which is also the Home Tax Rebellion, also called that. July 4th, Indiana Territory is effective. July 10th, Connecticut cedes its Western Reserve, a strip in present-day northeastern Ohio, to the federal government, which adds it to the Northwest Territory. August the 4th, the second United States Census is conducted. It finds 5,308,483 people living in the U.S., of which 893,602 are slaves. August the 30th, Gabriel Prosser slave revolt in Richmond, Virginia, is postponed due to weather. Word of his plan reaches Virginia's Governor James Monroe, who calls in the state militia. Gabriel is later captured and hanged on October the 10th, along with 23 other slaves. September the 30th, the Convention of 1800, or Treaty of Montefontaine, is signed between France and the United States of America, ending the quasi-war October the 1st in the Third Treaty of the San Ildefonso, Spain, returns Louisiana to France. November the 1st, U.S. President John Adams becomes the first president of the United States to live in the Executive Mansion, later renamed the White House. Millbury College is granted the charter by the Vermont General Assembly. November 17th, the U.S. Congress holds its first Washington, D.C. session. The quasi-war, 1798 to 1800, presidency of John Adams. March the 4th, 1797 through March the 4th, 1801. Government in the 1800s. During this period, the small republic founded by George Washington's generation became the world's largest democracy. All adult white males received the right to vote with wider suffrage. Politics became hotly contested. What is the most significant change in U.S. politics from 1800 to 1850? Nearly all white males of age were eligible to vote in the U.S. In addition, many political offices that were originally elected by state legislators were now chosen through direct election. The voter now had the power to elect politicians directly into office. What were the major political changes in the 1800s? Key movements of the time fought for women's suffrage, limits on child labor, abomination, temperance, and prison reform. What was early government like? America's first constitution, the Articles of Confederation, gave the Confederation Congress the power to make rules and request funds from the states, but it had no enforcement powers, couldn't regulate commerce or print money. What major things happened in the 1800s? POP culture, 1800. The U.S. Library of Congress was founded on April 24, 1800. The United States and North African Berber Muslims fight the First Barbary War from 1801 to 1805 in an effort to halt Barbary pirates attacked upon American merchant ships. What was the society like in the 1800s? Working class living standards. Life for the average person in the 1800s was hard. Many lived a hand-to-mouth existence, working long hours in often harsh conditions. There was no electricity, running water, or central heating. What did the U.S. government do in the early 1800s to promote capitalism? Financer in the early 1800s. The U.S. government promoted capitalism by backing the Hamilton and economic program, selling public land for development, initiating the transportation revolution, and supporting industrial capitalism. The Report of 1800 was first written by James Madison. It argued for the sovereignty of the individual states under the United States Constitution. It argued against the Alien and Sedition Act. The Virginia General Assembly used the report in January 1800. The document mostly made small changes to arguments from the 1798 Virginia resolutions. The main reason for making the report was to respond to criticism of the resolution. The report was the last important writing by Madison meant to explain the Constitution in great detail until the 1817 Bonus Bill veto message. The argument made in the resolution and the report were used many times during the nullification crisis of 1832. In the crisis, South Carolina said that the federal tariffs were unconstitutional and not valid within the state. Madison, however, did not agree. He said that the report did not support nullification. Modern historians debate whether Madison's theory of republicanism really supported the nullification movement. Historians debate whether the ideal Madison expressed between 1798 and 1800 agree with his work before and after this period. The election of 1800 was significant because it marked the first peaceful change in power from one political party to another. Madison, a member of the Republican Party, was elected to the Virginia General Assembly from Orange County in 1799. At this time, most members of the General Assembly were Republicans. A major item on his agenda was the defense of the General Assembly's 1798 Virginia resolution. I told you about that 1798. I thought I had seen that, which he had written earlier. The Virginia resolution, usually discussed together with Thomas Jefferson on counter pernicious Kentucky resolutions, were a response to various perceived outrages perpetrated by the Federalist dominated national government. The most significant of these were the Alien and Sedition Acts, 4 laws that allowed the president to deport aliens at will, required a longer period of residence before aliens could become citizens, and made it a crime to publish malice or defamatory material against the government or its officials. Republicans were outraged by this legislation, and Madison and Jefferson drafted the highly critical resolution adopted in the response by the Virginia and Kentucky state legislators. The Virginia resolutions had in the years since publication received highly critical replies from state legislators, including those of New York, Delaware, and the 5 New England states. The reason for the criticism was that the General Assembly, led in the effort by state sovereignty advocate John Taylor of Caroline, had put a state sovereignty spin on the Virginia resolutions of 1798. Despite Madison's hope, these replies contended that the Supreme Court of the United States had the ultimate responsibility for deciding whether federal laws were constitutional, and that the Alien and Sedition Acts were constitutional and necessary. The Federalists accused the Republicans of seeking disunion, even contemplating violence. At the time, leading Virginia Republican figures such as Representative William Branch Giles in public and Senator John Taylor of Caroline in private actually were contemplating disunion, and the Virginia General Assembly chose this juncture for finally constructing a new state armory in Richmond. So there was some truth to the charge. Jefferson, the leader of the Republican Party and then vice president, wrote to Madison in August 1799 outlining a campaign to strengthen public support for the principles expressed in the Virginia and Kentucky resolutions of 1798, commonly referred to as the Principles of '98. That the principles already advanced by Virginia and Kentucky are not to be yielded in silence. I presume we all agree. I shall propose a declaration of resolutions by their legislators on this plan. First, answer the reasoning of such states as have ventured in the field of reason, and that the committee and Congress of 2 make a firm protestation against the principles and proceeding and reservation of the rights resulting to us from these fallible violations of the constitutional compact by the federal government. 3. Express in the affectionate and conciliatory language our warm attachment to union with our sister states and to the instrument and principles by which we are united, fully confident that the good sense of American people and their attachment to rally with us around the true principle of our federal compact. But determined were we to disappointment in this, to sever ourselves from that union we so much value, rather than give up the rights of self-government which we have reserved, and in which alone we see liberty, safety, and happiness. Thank you. Y'all come on back and see me now. I appreciate this. It was a wonderful experience to put this together for you so much, and we love you. Make sure that you stay connected, okay? You connect with everybody. This is what it's all about. We have to connect with each other in order to help each other. We can go out beyond YouTube. We can go out into the world. You got a family member that's homeless on the streets. You think about this. All right, wherever you're at, it doesn't matter, because there's millions of us. Billions is what I want. And then we go and say, hey, this right here, you're going to have a swarm of cable company people come in and save you. Okay? They're going to get you off the street. Guy's got a tower with apartments. He's got an apartment that's out. He's going to let you stay there. Oh, don't worry about it. We're gonna put you up. All right, gonna put you up for a month, like that. Because why? Because he's in the cable company. You understand that? He's gonna take in. If you got somebody that's, yes, this is the truth. If you got somebody that's in the cable company and we're supporting each other like we do on YouTube, you're gonna do, and you want to do this in real life, and the values and everything are special, because you were human beings, and we belong on this earth. We came on this earth, and everything belongs to us that comes from this earth. So you think about what I'm saying. Dentists, doctors, lawyers, congressmen, everybody that's airplanes, airport. You get somebody that's in the cable company and you got a ticket. You say, I got a ticket. I'm in the cable company. Can I get it? Don't worry about it. Come on, we got you. We'll put you in. We'll put you in first class. This is the way it can be. Join me. Come on back and see me. Bye bye.